Oh, really? Our scent guards are programmed to attack anyone who enters here. So by all means, come and join us. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, so you mean to martyr us, then? I assure you, Dr. Loken and I are prepared to make any sacrifice in order to uphold the ideals of the Institute. If you've come to change our minds, then you're wasting your time. Then there's nothing more to talk about, is there? Oh, you're wrong. You see, I've tried talking. For years I've suggested that we do things differently here, but nobody listens. Let's see if anyone can afford to ignore me now. Nor will you. If you leave us here, everyone else will starve, because you were too stubborn to refuse Father's appointment. Remove us by force, and everyone will fear and despise you. I'm afraid you lose either way. A chance? Even the most fastidious researcher must, sometimes, take a leap of faith. Well, thank you for your patience and understanding in this difficult time. And if I may add, the way you've handled this proves to me that you might just be up for the job of administrator. This is much bigger than just you and I. I'm protecting decades of research and progress. The answer is no. We will not back down. I'm not taking orders from you. You haven't earned my respect, and you never will. Unlike you, Dr. Loken and I are very patient. We have more than enough food to stay locked in here as long as is necessary. You and the others will go hungry long before we do. Father chose not to talk to the Directorate before anointing you his successor. So how about I follow his fine example? Far from it. What we do to protect the Institute. How could you hope to lead us when you hardly know anything about what we do? I'm sure you mean well, but you must see that it's an impossible task. No, the risk is too great. Without experienced and competent leadership, the Institute could be thrown into chaos. Decades of research could be jeopardized. Aha! I thought I heard something. Made it past the guards, Impressive. I agree that the transition will be chaotic, but eventually a leader will emerge from that chaos. Then things will return to normal, and the work will resume. I'm sorry, but our minds are made up. Both Dr. Loken and I have resolved to stand our ground. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, you don't have Father's scientific background. You can't hope to relate to us or understand the work we do here. Your determination is admirable, if misguided. The truth is simply this. You have no idea what it means to be the director of the Institute. There's nothing more to say, then. Of course, sooner or later, the others will be forced to take my side. I think you'll find that hunger can be very persuasive. No, I refuse. Now do your worst. What do you think, Max? Out of the question. Even with the best of intentions, the amount of damage you might cause could set us back years. If you truly want to honor Father's legacy, then you should leave here and never return. I want only what's best for the Institute. It's all I've ever wanted. Very well, then. Open the door, and let's return to the fold. Max, no! What choice do we have? The rest see me as little more than a glorified repairman, but I'm as much a scientist as any of them. Synths aren't human beings, but supposedly they're the future of humanity. I'll never understand it. You know what happens when people get robots to do all their work? They get fat and lazy, that's what. Look out! Spend enough time here, and you'll be sick to death of the word synth. I certainly am. What others call complaining, I call critical thinking and challenging assumptions. There's a lot of hubris around here lately, and I don't care for it. Real people doing real thinking and real work. That's the future I want. In any case, I suppose I should say, welcome. Perhaps a fresh perspective will do some good around here. Nice to meet someone who isn't obsessed with replacing people with machines. I've been saying for years that we're too reliant on these synths, but nobody wants to listen. Maybe you can talk some sense into them. Robots helping out. You make it sound so tame, so harmless. If that's all it were, I'd agree. What's being planned here is much more than that. I'm talking about synths replacing human beings. You've just arrived, so perhaps it isn't apparent to you yet. But in time, you'll see what I mean. I suppose you don't care, because we could do so much more. But no, everyone is obsessed with these damn synths. It's wasted potential. That's what it is. A few, here and there, perhaps, but not on the scale I'm talking about. But I can see you're having a joke at my expense. You're hardly the first. I suppose I should offer you my condolences on the loss of your son. Very well, then. I suppose you got what you wanted, Director. I suppose I should offer you my condolences on the loss of your son. Very well, then. You call this a clean floor? Are your visual receptors malfunctioning? Can you not see the grime and dust? Don't make excuses. You're clearly defective, and I intend to report this. Perhaps after you've been disassembled, we can use your components to make something that's actually useful. Father's heir apparent. He made it past your impenetrable defenses. Father's heir apparent. She made it past your impenetrable defenses. Compose yourself, man. We've always known the risks, but we are still in control. What do you want? What? This is the third time in 2 weeks. This is unacceptable. How could this happen? If you see anything even remotely suspicious, report it immediately. This absolutely cannot happen again. Got it? I suppose I'll never be trusted again. There's no need to gloat. I'm man enough to admit that I lost. I wasn't expecting you to let us live. That surprised me. I suppose I should offer you my condolences on the loss of your son. Very well, then. I suppose you got what you wanted, Director. What do you plan to do now? Kill us and take the key? Go on, then. Prove how right we were. Future generations will remember this decision, Max. I'll make sure of it. You haven't done anything that we couldn't have done ourselves, given time. I suppose you think you deserve credit for bringing the reactor online. Nonsense. Father can't be serious. How's an outsider supposed to know how things work here? We have several people qualified to become the next director. Father's lost his mind. Damn it, you're all useless. I'll figure out what happened. But in the meantime, tell the others to be on high alert. I want more patrols and more rounds. Here to gloat? Don't bother. We have no regrets. Oh, look who it is. Time will prove that we were right. You'll see. Well, I hope you're happy with yourself.